If I knew what I knew before I knew you. Yeah, this is, so Terri and I came, she moved away, came back, moved away, came back. Like, she's been back and forth out of town several times. Her husband is in restaurant consulting, and we've always approached songwriting like it's a job. So we'll say, I'll meet you between 1 and 4 on Tuesday, and by the time we leave, we've got a song ready. That's just what we've always done. So I walked in one day thinking, we haven't written in 20 years. This is the weirdest thing. And I came in with this idea. We've all been in love, and we've all done that sort of thing. So it's not a mushy love song, but it's. You ever met somebody where they're on their best behavior when you go out to dinner, and then suddenly, like, later on, like, you're watching TV and they start cracking jokes and being like a total dork and whatnot. And you're like, oh my God, if I only knew that about him beforehand, like, we should have been together a long time ago. So I kind of had this weird, it was this weird Mac Davis. I'm going to say there's like 12 people in this room that probably remember that name. But this weird Mac Davis vibe that kept coming at me. And I thought, if I only knew what I knew before I knew you. And I thought, that's a really kind of fun lyric. So anyway, it's sort of a love song, but now for something completely different, right?
Yeah, cool.
1, 2, 3. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, it'd been mine a long time ago. Maybe the day after I met you, the day for 4 years is so slow. Can we just add water and we'd be a hit? You're my little lady and I'm your beau. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, it'd been mine a long time ago. I want to take her dancing on Saturday night. She thinks that I might be insane. She wrestles me down and grabs the remote and turns on a college football game. Buddy's playing poker at our poker night. She's winning every hand, and that ain't right. She's my perfect angel, brings a tear to my eye. How'd I get to be the world's luckiest guy? If I knew what I knew before I knew you, you've been mine a long time ago. Maybe the day after I met you, 'cause dating for years is so slow. Can't we just have water and we'd be a hit? You're my little lady and I'm your beau. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, it'd been mine a long time ago. I take her to a fancy restaurant. She doesn't use her salad fork. I order up a glass of expensive wine. She doesn't like it, I feel like a dork. She'd rather have a pepperoni pizza pie and all the fancy vittles money can buy, and ask for happy hour every night. She'd rather pop the top on an open light. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, it'd been mine a long time ago. Maybe the day after I met you, 'cause dating for years is so slow. Can't we just have water and we'd be a hit? You're my little lady and I'm your beau. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, you've been mine a long time ago. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, you'd been mine a long time ago. Maybe the day after I met you, dating for years is so slow. Why can't we just drink water and we'd be a hit? You're my little lady and I'm your beau. If I knew what I knew before I knew you, it'd been mine a long time ago. If I knew what I